Hey guys, it's Hunter with LH for Heroclix, back again with another starter set review. Today we're talking about Captain America, the Winter Soldier starter set. The MSRP on this is a $24.99, pretty high price tag. So the goal of this starter review, as all of them, is to go through each dial, talk about what's good and bad about it, talk about all the contents you're getting in this starter set, and whether I think it's worth your $25. Contents wise, we have a 2014 rulebook. This is your first chance to pick up the new rulebook. They were supposed to be putting the 2014 PAC in with the starter set as well, but it got pulled for unspecified by WizKids reasons so far, so there is no 2014 PAC, just a rulebook. You also see the object and terrain markers there does include 2 ultra heavies with the purple, which is something that's not usually in a starter set, and hopefully that'll be something we see from now on in starter sets, is the inclusion of ultra heavies. And also, if you notice there at the bottom, there are white objects now, and those are ultralight objects, and this is the first time that you can get your hands on ultralight objects. They have special rules, and that's all found in the rulebook. If you want more information on ultralights, check out episode 37 of our Dial H for Heroclix podcast, in which we talk about all the new rules changes, and you can find out exactly how they work there. So in addition to that, you also get the 6 figures. You get 2 D6, you can see there at the bottom under the figures, and then you get 1 double-sided map, which I will open and let you guys get a good look at, and we'll talk about the map and each side of it. Alright, so first up on the figure reviews, we have 101 Captain America. He is 100 points. He has good keywords with Avengers, Howling Commandos, Past, Shield, and Soldier. And this cap is kind of a mix. He's mostly attacking focused. He has a little bit of support added in though too. He has, like I said, he's 100 points, shield team ability, 6 range double bolt, and has Endom in addition to normal symbols. And he has a really good trait. It's stealth suit. If he does not make an attack during your turn, he can use stealth until the next turn. When he has no action tokens, he can use improved movement, ignores hindering. He has sidestep on his top 2 clicks though. No movement attack starting out. Just sidestep, end cap with an 11 attack, and then invulnerability and 3 damage. Now the next 2 clicks after that, he has Empower, and that is where I get that is why I'm saying he's a little bit of support, because with the shield team ability and having Empower for a few clicks, that helps him support a little bit, but still overall he's kind of focused on attacking. He gets a special defensive power of reflexes and toughness for the last 4 clicks, which is really good. He also picks up some charge mid dial and some CCE late dial. And then on his last click, his 6th click, he has a stop click. And it's just your standard stop click. However, it cannot be ignored, so that's 1 plus that it has on it over some other stop clicks. And on that same click, he has CCE and reflexes and toughness. Now, value-wise, they're okay values for 100 points. I think that overall the piece is a little bit overcosted, at least when it comes to Captain America's especially. There are tons of better Captain America options than this dial. The no movement attack hurts it a little bit at top dial. For a 100 point attacking focused figure, you want sidestep is nice, but you want some charge or some running shot on there, honestly. The dial construction is okay. It's not awful. I don't hate it. The stealth does at least help him move up a little safely. You know, as long as he's moving up and he stays in stealth, at least he'll be able to get into position, then sidestep, and then do his double bolt end cap, kind of like a poor man's running shot. So the dial's not awful, but it's not amazing either. And I'm just going to stick with the 3 out of 5 for modern age figures. So I forgot to mention when we talked about cap, if you guys want to follow along with me, go to hcrealms.com and go to the unit section. find the CATWS icon. It's a little star and some red kind of flag stripes behind it. And you can follow along with me as we talk about these dials. Now, Black Widow is 102. She's only 75 points. She also has shield team ability, 2 bolts with 5 range. And starting couple clicks are running shot, precision strike, reflexes, and outwit with 10 attack and 2 damage. And then she has traded stealth. She has traded when she makes a close combat attack, she can use willpower this turn. And then the outwit on top of that. And then mid dial she picks up plasticity, keeps the reflexes, and gets a special damage power instead of outwit. That gives her RCE and super senses on a 6. And then the last 2 clicks she has blades, and very last one she has charge. I like this figure a little bit better than the cap. The traded stealth is very nice. The cheaper points coming in at 75 is nice. The running shot double bolt precision strike is very nice too, especially with outwit. So I think with this and the stealth plus the 17 reflexes is nice as well. So when they have to come in on you, they have to hit a 19. For a 75 point piece, that's pretty good, especially bringing the shield team ability in as well. So again, she's got some support with the shield TA and with outwit, but she's also a primarily attacking, focused figure. And I think for the points, she does it a little bit better than Cap does, not much. So I'm going to give her a reluctant 4 out of 5 for modern age figures. I think that the precision strike combo, the running in, hitting 2 different figures for one basically guaranteed 1 each, and then outwitting a power that really kind of hurts the opponent's strategy, I think she can affect the board pretty nicely for her point cost. Coming in at number 3 is 103 Falcon. He is also 75 points, also has a shield team ability. He has no range, even though he's holding a pistol in each hand, if you notice there on the sculpt. 0 range. And he has the flight, move, and attack symbol. And that is what's going to save him from being a bad figure in my mind as we talk about the rest of the dial. Because he starts out with 3 clicks of charge, then he gets 3 clicks of sidestep and charge. And then full dial he has a defensive power, energy shield deflection with good defensive values. He starts out as a 17 on his first 2 clicks. Energy shield and super senses against ranged attacks. So I think that's what saves him, because otherwise he has no special attack powers, he has no special damage powers, his values are about average for 75 points, and I think that move and attack wing symbol is the only thing that really is going to help him not get lower than a 3 out of 5 grade from me. If he didn't have move and attack, if he just had charge and then energy shield and super senses, then he wouldn't be that great, because he's going to need to rush in to do damage. Since he has no range and he has charge, he would need to rush in, but then he would be stuck there and then get meleeed and not get, he doesn't, ESD doesn't help him on that, and the super senses from range doesn't help him on that. So the move and attack lets him move in and hit and get a little bit away with the 10 movement. And he also has a trait that helps Captain America's when he's adjacent to a friendly Cap. Both characters get +1 defense if not already modified by the effect. So that helps him a little bit, but it still is not anything special from a Falcon, which is kind of disappointing, because we don't get Falcons that often. The main set one is okay though, so this guy's not horrible. He is bringing the shield team ability and a special thing for Cap. And he is a transporter for Cap, and kind of an annoying little piece, kind of flying in, pop you here for 1 or 2, get away. You have to, if you try to shoot me, it's gonna be really hard to hit me. He is kind of an annoyance / taxi piece, but I still think he's average in the grand scheme of modern age, and we're gonna say 3 out of 5 for him as well. Number 4 is Batroc the Leaper, and this might in fact be the best piece in the starter set. He's 100 points, he has no team ability, he has no range, his keywords are assassin, martial artist, and soldier. But he does have improved movement, ignores characters, and he does have charge or a special charge full dial. with a lot of exploit weakness and a lot of outwit. And on top of that, he has an amazing trait. He can use Close Combat Expert and Leap Climb. He can activate Close Combat Expert with a Close Combat action instead of a power action. So what that allows him to do is charge and CCE at the same time. So with his already solid values, average values for his point cost at 10s and 9s on attacks, 3s and 2s in damage, but having exploit and outwit a lot, he always has the option of, do I need to cut through impervious? Alright, let's charge exploit weakness. Do I need to deal with a high defense value but only like toughness? Alright, let's charge and CCE and pump my attack. Like, he has options, and he has charge full dial with ignoring characters. That's huge. For a melee focused piece like this, having charge full dial and ignoring characters on movement full dial is really, really nice. He also picks up last 3 clicks he has charge and sidestep. He always either has toughness or reflexes with pretty solid values. And overall I like the piece. He's almost perfect. If he was at 75 points, or maybe if he had Indom or something a little bit more, maybe a little bit better values, I would even put him at a 5 out of 5. But I'm definitely going to give him a 4 out of 5, and he's probably my personal favorite out of these starter set figures. So I just had a funny moment because I just talked about how Batrox was the best piece in the starter set, and I didn't even give him a 5 out of 5, but I tell you what, this Winter Soldier just might get a 5 out of 5 from me. Let's talk about how good this dial is. He comes in at 100 points. He's number 105. He has 8 range, but 1 bolt, no team ability. Keywords, he has Howling Commandos, Past, and Soldier. He has a trait that he can't be targeted by mind control. And then he has top dial for the first 3 clicks, he has Stealth. And he also usually has a special damage power of Ranged Combat Expert. When he does, he can use Improved Target, Ignore Hindering, and Ignores Characters. So that, coupled with that 8 range, RCE, Ignoring Hindering, Ignoring Characters, being stealth himself so he can sit in stealth, and then ignore hindering, on the line of fire, that's pretty nice. He also has super strength, so as he's moving up, he can pick up a heavy. If the opponent does move in to base him because they're getting sniped too much, then they have to move in and deal with him hitting you with an object. He has Indom as well, and he just has a really well-paced dial. It's mostly ranged based. He does pick up 2 clicks of Running Shot, Psychic Blast in the middle of his dial, with Energy Shield on that. And then he has Close Combat Expert for his last 3 clicks, Flurry on 2 of those clicks, with Toughness, and also a special damage, or a special stop click that also cannot be ignored. I really like this dial. It's 7 clicks long. It has Indomitability. It has good range. It has good ways of dishing out damage. It is very well paced. It's going to be your ranged piece of your team, and then late game he has ways to fight back melee wise with Flurry and CCE and a stop click on top of the 7 clicks. I really like this dial, and I'm going to go ahead and give it a 5 out of 5, which I don't give out too often on these starter set reviews, as you guys have noted here lately. I really like this guy for the points, and I think he's something special. The main set Winter Soldier, not the Target one, but the comic book store one, is also very good. I would pick up this one and that one if you're a big Winter Soldier fan. And then lastly, we have a 25-point Shield Agent. He has the Shield team ability, and he has a 5 range with 1 bolt. He has normal combat symbols, and he has Sidestep on his top click with reflexes and a special damage ability. Give Shield Agent a power action and remove an adjacent debris marker. And you get debris markers, as you guys know, from destroying walls, so he can rebuild walls. If a debris marker is removed that indicates a wall or area of terrain was destroyed, it is no longer destroyed. That I don't see a whole lot of use for, personally, in super competitive games. But I do like the Shield team ability on a cheap figure like 25 points. That's pretty cheap. To have the Shield ability to to automatically buff range and to take a power action to buff damage. And I'll tell you something else that I want you to think about that's nice on this guy compared to the other cheap shield pieces that you'll use, is sidestep is nice on him. Because as you guys know, when you use the shield team ability, when you use the power action version, you have to give the power action to buff an adjacent ranged character's damage when they make a ranged combat attack adjacent to you. And the problem is when you do that, they can't like running shot away from you and no longer be adjacent. So what you can do with this guy is you can start next to your Iron Man on your shield team. You can activate your shield team ability. Then you can sidestep over to where Iron Man's going to running shot to. You can sidestep over and then let Iron Man running shot out, land beside you, and you still get your bonus. So that is one thing this guy has going for him if you think about that. Other than that, he's only 3 clicks long. He does have support on his 3rd click, but with only an 8 attack. The guy's not awful. You can do worse than only paying 25 points for the shield team ability and some sidestep. But I don't think he's anything special, and we also already have a lot of good shield generic figures already. So he's an average piece. We're going to give him a 3 out of 5. So overall, we see that these are pretty good dials. I mean, the lowest we had was a 3 out of 5. Personally, the worst with this guy and Falcon being the worst, that's saying something because they're pretty, average figures. So there are no horrible figures, and there are a couple amazing figures with Batroc and Winter Soldier, and Black Widow and Cap are pretty solid themselves. So I'm pretty happy with the dial constructions. Sculpt-wise, the sculpts are pretty solid overall. No horrible ones. A couple of them look really good. I think Falcon looks pretty good personally. And the stealth suit Cap looks pretty cool too. I think the sculpts are average to really good. No horrible, ugly looking sculpts on these guys. So let's look at the map, unfold that, and give you a look at what that looks like, and then we'll do our review. Alright, let's take a gander at these maps, shall we? First up, on one side, there's only one map, double-sided. We have Triskelion, Hela Bay, indoors. And I like the construction of this map. If you pay attention here, you start out on 2 on both sides. You start out on elevation 2, and there's kind of like a walkway, if you will, that goes full map, crosses full map, and stays on elevated. On the side there and in the middle is level 1, and this huge area here is all hindering terrain. And there are some spots of blocking, but they're all on level 1, so you can still combat from like here on level 2 against the opponents who are moving up the walkway. You can still shoot back and forth over the blocking, and if you choose to stay close combat oriented, you have kind of a pathway here on the side. You can have close combat fights. You can move up safely through hindering and then take these stairs here if you're on that side. Vice versa, you have stairs on the other ones. I really like the construction of this map. It looks nice. I think it's pretty balanced. There's not specifically a certain type of team that I think is better on it. I think it's just a pretty good overall map, and it looks pretty fun to try. And I like this map even more, actually. This is kind of an update on the Shield Helicarrier. This one's just called Helicarrier. It's outdoors. And it's nice to have a Helicarrier map now because the Cap ones are Silver Age. And so for Modern Age games, you couldn't run them. So here's a nice Modern Age update of the Helicarrier maps. You start off on the sides here. It's a very vertical starting area on this side. And then this other starting area is over in the corner, actually. This is hindering terrain for these turrets that you see kind of spread out. So there's actually a decent amount of hindering terrain on this Shield Helicarrier map. If you notice, there are orange areas in the corners of the map. And those are legal for tournament play. A character occupying it that doesn't have phasing, leap climb, or the flight or great size, if they occupy it after actions resolve, deal the character 1 unavoidable and return the character to their starting area. Other than that, you've got most of it is level 1, and then there's a section of level 2 here in the middle that you can go up on and fight. Kind of mostly on this player's side of the map. So I like this map. I don't really think there's necessarily a certain team that benefits more from it. Again, I think it's kind of a good overall map, as the last side was. It would be fun to play Force Blast on this map, or some character who can move other characters around, or like TK, if you want to try to take your opponents and either Force Blast them off of the Helicarrier or TK them over. I think that's fun. And another solid addition with this map along with the other one. I like the maps quite a bit in this starter set. So overall, what do we think? Is this starter set worth the whopping $25 price tag MSRP? As I just said, the maps look really nice, I think. You only get one map. It's a double-sided one, but I like both sides a lot. It's nice to get a modern age replacement for the Shield Helicarrier. I think even a better Shield Helicarrier map than the old ones. And I also like the other side too. It's pretty well constructed. So maps look good. Figures dial-wise are great. They range from average to really great, with Batroc and Winter Soldier being excellent dials for their point cost. It also included, also on figures, don't forget that the sculpts look nice. As you can see here, Falcon turned out really well, I think, and none of them are horrible. Another added bonus, as I mentioned at the top of the review, is that there are ultra heavies and ultra lights. As far as I know, there haven't been ultra heavies in a starter set, and if there have been, it's been a very long time. So it's nice to get ultra heavies and ultra lights in here, and have the new rule book as well, since this is the first chance you can get that. So do I think it's worth $25? If you're a Marvel fan, and especially if you play Shield teams at all, I think you pick this set up. I like the dials. I like the keywords. Like I said, especially for Shield teams. So if you're a Marvel player a lot, or a Shield player, these dials are worth owning. Particularly, you know, the Falcon, the Winter Soldier, the Black Widow. Like, I think they all have Shield, except for Winter Soldier. I don't think he has it, but they do like all have Soldier keyword pretty much. So there's going to be ways you can make theme teams with these guys pretty easily. Play them together. I think you can throw Winter Soldier on just about any team, and he is a great. Same with Batroc as far as close combat wise. Like, either one are a great attacking option for their point cost. So I think it's worth it. If you're interested at all in these figures, go ahead and pick it up. It's worth the $25. It is pretty pricey just for the figures and the cool map and the ultra lights and the heavies. But if you need a starter set, if you need a set of tokens, if you need some object tokens, if you don't have any ultra heavies or ultra lights, definitely pick this up. It'll be worth the money because of those comboed with the nice figures. I think it's worth $25. So that'll be it for the review. Be sure to check out the rest of the videos on our YouTube channel. I put up a video every week. Make sure you subscribe. We have some new rules videos going up soon. Phoenix Force just went up, and Silver Centurion will be going up next week too. So be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you can check out our podcast, Dial H for Heroclix. Comes out weekly on YouTube, on iTunes, and at podbean.com.